Hello, everyone, and welcome to WhoCon 2020. My name is Greg Magnuson. I'm an illustrator and author of a children's book, and I was honored the last couple of years to join the WhoCon conference. And last year was really great fun. I was able to teach a painting class with many of you. It was really great. It was a wine, paint, and cheese party thing, and we did the Van Gogh exploding TARDIS, which was really awesome. So hopefully next year, when we can all be together again, we can do another wine and paint party like that because I had a blast. The year before, I was honored to be there as a featured fantasy and sci-fi illustrator, and I've made a couple of paintings each year for the WhoCon convention with a Doctor Who theme. So this year's a little different. We are doing everything virtually, and Juan asked that I put together a video and maybe a little tutorial on something. And one thing that came to mind was along the lines of the fantasy and sci-fi genre is our dragons. I started looking through my portfolio, and I realized how for many, many years, I've been fascinated with dragons and interested in them, like many of you who are interested in sci-fi and fantasy. Grew up playing Dungeons and Dragons, role-playing games, and they're just a really neat mythological creature, as we all know. But they can be intimidating to draw. But I wanted to do a tutorial on how to draw dragons because things like human faces and hands and the anatomy are very intimidating and take a lot of years of practice to learn how to draw and capture, convincingly. The reason for that is because our human eyes are trained to perceive any, issues with the eyes being in the wrong place or the mouth or any kind of proportions that are off. So it takes a lot of practice to kind of figure that out and to make it right. So for a lot of these, demos for you folks, I'm not doing things like that involve, we're not drawing one of the doctors yet. And that's what was really fun about the painting last year with the exploding TARDIS. It's very forgiving, but it's also really fun. It's really fun to capture, and there's no such thing as a mistake. It's just everyone's style and expression coming out. So hope you're all staying safe. Again, I hope we're back together next year. It's been a challenging year for all of us, so I'm really glad that we were able to do this Doctor Who convention remotely and online, because we can at least kind of capture that spirit again. And again, hopefully we'll be back together next year. So we are gonna do a little. I'm gonna do a little tutorial on how to draw a dragon. And again, because it's a fantasy creature, it's forgiving, so you can. There really are no mistakes. It's going to be your own sort of style, and then they can be any color. They can be any combination of colors, and they can look, any way you want. But I will kind of walk you through that. So I have a couple of samples of some of the dragons that I have drawn over the years. This is a illustration I drew, kind of a fantasy illustration of a young, wizard sorceress, and she has a dragon's egg in front of her, and it's hatching, of course. So it's kind of a baby dragon concept there in the background, and that was really fun. I really love that genre, and I also love the children's book genre. As you know, I illustrated and am the author of a children's book that introduces kids to Shakespeare. Right here, Crav and Will, Tale of Shakespeare's Dog, and there's no dragons in that one, but sometimes my style will be more geared towards children's illustration. And so there's a few samples out of that. But I do have kind of two different styles. I do children's illustrations, and then I also do fantasy and sci-fi paintings and illustrations, which are a little more, mature. So an example of that, like I said, I was looking through my portfolio and I've done many dragons over the years. So here's a drawing I did of a dragon there. Smart little guy with glasses or something, and he's got some magical spell books or something next to him. That's kind of fun. Here's one of a wizard there with sort of harnessing the power of blue dragons or something in the background. This one might be a little hard to see. It's a dragon mother kind of in a nest there. You're in sort of a dark cave with a pool here, and the dragon mother is kind of looking over her dragon egg in a nest right there. This one was painted in Photoshop, so I made a printout of it. And then back to kind of the children's book genre, that a little cute. This is what's fun about dragons, that they can all be different. And, you can make ones that look really realistic and gnarly, and then there's ones that are really cute. So I made this little cute one years ago. And then here's another perspective. This is like a reflection in the eye of a gold dragon. So you got really close to the scales here, and it's seeing this elven creature here in its eyeball. So it's kind of dramatic, for some kind of illustration for a book or a story. And you can imagine what was going on there. That's what's fun about it. So let's go into how to draw our own. And I'm going to basically use this kind of framework here of this guy. I am going to use, I used pencils here. I'm going to use pen because it'll show up better on the screen for you. So, I did make a note here. Have fun. That's the most important thing when you're drawing. Have fun. Keep it creative. Don't get too tightened up quickly, but have a good time. It's supposed to be fun. So, to draw our dragon, we are going to start with the head area. So, you can use a pencil. I would use a pencil. And if I was, next to you in real life, we'd be drawing in pencil, and it's really nice and more forgiving, because with a pencil, you can kind of, gently sketch things in. Like I'm going to draw sort of an oval right here of about where the head's going to be. Okay, something like that. Okay, and I'll go over this in pen to show you, and then I'm going to give the arch of the back kind of an S curve here, as it's a dragon is a combination of concepts and creatures, right? It's almost like a bird meets a reptile.
Crocodile.
Yeah, crocodile. Thank you, Anna. The crocodile, a snake, and it has wings. So it's a combination of different creatures put together in a fantasy way. So we're going to sketch in an oval kind of up here where the head's going to be. There's going to be some horns, but I'm going to start going in pen so you guys can really see this. So if you sketch in your oval, you're going to kind of give the head shape here. I'm going to leave a space here for the horns, some of the first horns to come up. And I'm going to give it kind of a beak type approach here. Maybe a little smile, a little smirk, kind of a smart little dragon creature. I'm going to put the eyeball there. Something like that. Be kind of neat. Okay, so we're going to bring that up. And then we'll put another sort of horn back here. Okay. And then I'm going to give this guy they have, lots of sort of, horns and spikes kind of can come off of the head that kind of make it really interesting. It's almost like has like a crown around its head. So let's kind of build this crown type structure. Comes off of it. Okay. I'm going to give him a little nose here where the smoke. Got to have that smoke that kind of comes out. They're always kind of, who knows, smoldering after they've blown the fire there. Okay. And let's see. I'm going to kind of start the the back of this thing kind of coming down like this. Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And Anna's helping me in the background. Thank you, Anna. Okay, I'm gonna bring this around like that. And then dragons typically have these kind of like this like sort of like underbelly type thing that starts, you know, up here, and it's kind of like these little like pads or something. I'm gonna put those little like underbelly thing in. Okay. I'm gonna have some wings that kind of come up off the back and kind of go up like this with a little, you know, sort of spike there. Bring that down. Bring that down. Okay. I would stay loose again, you know, and then if I was doing with this with pencil, I'd be real loose about it. Another sort of wing that's off in the background there. Okay. Let's see, what else can we do here? So let's think about adding some dimension and some shadows to this. Let's say that let's say that a light source is sort of coming down from this angle. You don't. I mean, you can do this in pencil. I'm going to add a little arrow. There's a little trick they do. Add a little arrow with where the light source is coming, because then you know. So I'll do this on a separate page, but everything is shapes. So if you have a let's just say an oval, okay, and you have your light source coming from here. So the light source is going to hit, it's going to be lighter up here. So there's going to be a sort of a darkness underneath the, it's like a ball here, right? There's a darkness underneath, and it's going to get lighter and lighter as we go. How's yours going, Anna? Oh, you did? Okay. Ooh, Anna did a blue dragon, which is really cool.
No, its color is like faded.
Oh, it's like a faded, yeah. I love it. It has like a crown.
It has a crown.
Oh, let's put it up close on the screen. Do you want to draw another one while we're doing this? Wow, that is cool. I love it. Let's draw another one. Okay, add that to your collection. So then there'll be a shadow that goes out like this. And basically what I'm trying to show is that, you know, everything is formed by light. And there's certain ways to create the illusion of, you know, of depth. So you can start to see how that's, you know, coming out there. So I'm doing it quickly with a pen for the demonstration. I mean, I would, you know, you can take more time. After doing a demonstration, you can take more time, you know, and like really spend time blending your shadows in, you know, and just taking your time. People can spend hours, you know, blending and adding what are called core shadows, which are right through there. And then you have your cast shadows, which are the shadows of, you know, the casted light of the cast shadows. So anyway, basic idea is that, so this isn't a perfect sphere, but what we can do is we can start to add a little bit more dimension to it. I'm going to get a different gray pen here and start to show add so down here is going to be darker, right? Because there's less light coming underneath the dragon's you know, chin there. There's going to be some darkness on it, you know, right over the eyelids a little bit, right in there, inside the nostril. Then you're going to have this is going to be sort of dark like that. So we're adding volume to this is going to be all dark because it's basically on the other side of the light source. adding volume, and then there'll be a, shadows back here, shadows underneath, shadows underneath. It's adding a little more volume to our dragon. There we go. Okay. And then same thing with the wings. We're going to add some volume here to the wings that are coming down the back of the dragon. So now we can start adding. So there's another kind of fun part. There's different ways. There's an infinite way of doing the scales of the dragon. So they can be sort of little, things like that. They can be, you can do little, you could cover your dragon in diamond shapes. Again, it's anything you want to do. That's what's fun about it. Anything. Here's diamond shapes. But you do want your dragon to have some kind of scales, because that's a key aspect of dragons are scales, of course. Adding a little more kind of detail here. We're going to get this smoke coming out of the.
I finished my second.
Oh, you did? Wow, Anna's fast. So yeah, so Anna did a red.
Snake biting.
Ooh, snake biting red dragon. Wow, that is cool.
So that.
Oh, and you added where the light source is coming from.
Yeah, and then
good.
This is the blood coming out.
Ooh, so it's very graphic, that one. Thank you. So I'm gonna put some more shadow in here. I'm gonna add some, I don't know, atmospheric elements in the background, like maybe a wizard's tower or something. I don't know, having fun, right? You gotta have fun. Some mountains or something. You could do some trees coming up over the other side here. Some ancient trees like that. Okay, I'm going to add some scales to the head now. I'll be loose about it because breakfast. Okay. Add more, kind of give it texture. Texture is good. You give everything a little bit of texture. Okay, I will. Thank you. Okay. Okay, this is really turning out fun. So I hope yours is fun too. And have fun. There's no right or wrong. It's having fun and being loose with it. Applying the various principles. And in a minute, we'll add a little. I'm giving it dimension and depth. But then we want to add. I'm going to add some color in a minute too, because that'll be neat. Let me give my dragon kind of an interesting element, like a magical diamond type shape on its head. I don't know why, it just sounds neat. Maybe I'll even make that glow or something in some way. We'll see. I'm going to make my dragon a kind of green. I want to have like greens and blues on this guy. So down here, I'm going to do some of these kind of greens. See how that flushes out. A little bit of that. What I want to do is, let's do a warm, if we're doing a warm, let's say this is a warm light. Let me grab my pens. Let's say this is a warm light. Okay, warm light tends to create cool shadows. So what I'm gonna do is do more warmer kind of greens up on the top. And I'll reserve the blues for kind of the areas back here. And of course, for demonstration purposes, you can go slower, you can take your time, and you can watch this a couple times and figure out how you want to do your dragon. For demonstration purposes, I'm kind of going a little faster than normal. But you get the idea. It's very cool. Let's see here. What else should we do? Let's add some color to the wings. Again, we do whatever we feel like doing. The wings here. It's like a blue-green, blue-green dragon. And then you can paint this later if you want. If you want to do, painting would be ideal because I'm using, again, I'm using markers to demonstrate everything with some expediency, but painting would be great because you could really do all the blending and the shadows and everything the way you want to do them. Again, being loose about it. We're going to be loose about it and enjoy this sort of dragon image that we're creating. Give the background a little bit of color and texture here. So that's kind of wraps it up. It's kind of a simple way to approach a dragon, and there's no right or wrong way. It's a mythical creature. That's what's fun about it. So do it your way, and if you don't like it, try again. Your study of anatomy and just continually to practice your drawing skills will make your dragons more and more believable as you work on them. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that we are back together again next year, and I'm teaching another another paint and wine class. I had a really great time last year with all of you, and hope you're all staying safe, and we're going to get through this, and we'll see you again next year. So thank you.